to another exciting episode of the Myth-Busting Locksmith. Today we are looking at the ERA 534E model of the 3-lever Mortice lock. Now, the first thing to mention about the levers with this one is, unlike most 2 levers and some 3 levers, this has spacers between the levers themselves. So if you imagine these are your levers, when they move with the key turning in the lock, they don't want to stick together like this. They need a little gap. So most locks have little indents on the levers or little raised lumps on the levers. This one has little spacers in between, which makes it slightly trickier to pick. The other thing to notice about this is it's a non-curtained lock. So there's no curtain part in the keyway, so you don't need a specific pick to use to manipulate the curtain. You can simply use picking wires or other picking tools. Much easier, much simpler. You can also use jigglers with this. Now, they've got an awkward keyway on here, as it's slightly sort of wiggly, but it's specifically designed to make it more tricky to pick. But we are going to attempt it today with jigglers, just to see how easy it is to get in. Now, as always, with the Myth-Busting Locksmith, we like to do things live on TV, so you can see the reality of how long it takes to get into things, and sometimes how quickly. But although we do get the odd stupid comment and sarcastic comment, which we will automatically delete, this is to show you sometimes if it does take a long time to get into things, it takes a long time to get in. If we can do it very quickly, we show it's live, it's real, it's not mucking around, it is very easy to get into. Now, we have a very small basic set of jigglers here, which I have had a lot of success with, but there are bigger kits out there. Just zoom in close for you. There are bigger kits out there that hold 48 to 56. This kit I found is very useful. It mimics most of the keys out there, and all you have to do with these keys is generally put one in a lock, wiggle it around and jiggle it, hence the name jigglers, and see which one suits. And then once you've found one that works for you, then you can get in the lock. So without further ado, we lock the lock with the key. Now, there will be photos at the end just to show you what's inside the lock, and we'll be mentioning a couple of details very shortly, but hopefully it will be good as a learning curve for you, and you can see what you're looking at in regards to what I'm going to mention, and what you're dealing with when you're trying to pick a lock open, or jiggle it in this case open. Now, of course, I will have people saying this should take 2 seconds, 3 seconds, but in reality... Now, of course, I'm holding the lock, and people mention, oh, he's holding the lock. Well, you wouldn't do that if it was in a door. Well, no, you are correct. If it was in a door, the door will be holding it solid, and I wouldn't need to hold anything, and I could just have my hand flat against the door. So, of course, it is actually sometimes a lot more tricky to pick a lock when it is in a vise. And there we go. So, not that long at all. So there we are. Your door is open, your lock is unlocked, and there we are. So, as I say, we do get comments every so often about locks in vices. Yes, I do a lot of live picking. Yes, a lot of my work is picking locks open because people have lost or can't find the keys. I did have one once where they wanted it picked shut, and I was able to do that. See if we can pick this shut. But as I say, if this was in a door, I wouldn't have to hold onto the top of it. It would be solid in a door, so I could either just rest against the door, or I wouldn't have to touch it at all. So... and there we are, and it's locked again. So now your lock is locked. So you see how fast we can get into this. The bolt has a gap like this, which is quite easy. So when you have your picking tool coming up to push the bolt across, because it's fairly symmetrical, it can come up however, whichever angle you come to, it's going to be the same, and it's going to be quite easy to push across. Some I have found of these look more like this, which makes it easier for the pick to go, or the wire to go up to find the back and pull it across, so it's easy to pick open. But some of these I found are actually sort of this way round, so the back is at an angle, the front is more straight, and it is easier to pick it locked than it is to pick it unlocked. So there we are. Good lock, well made. We definitely highly recommend these. As I say, it's the has a reversible sash here, so you can turn it around for a right facing or left facing sort of opening in a door.